Alright guys, it looks like I'm live now. Sorry about the delay. Let me know if you guys can hear me, and also if you can see me, just give me a shout in the comment section. Just say hi. Let me know that you're there, and if you can hear and see me. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Okay, here we go. Chris, hi Chris, good evening. Good evening Chris, welcome. Somerset Bricky, hi Bricky, how you doing? You can hear me now, thank you. Hi LG, hi everyone. Sorry for the delay today. I wanted to come on at 7 today, but I got caught up in traffic, really bad traffic, so I realized I wasn't going to make it, so I tried to update till 7:30, and I didn't get in until 7:30, so crazy traffic out there at the moment, so that's why I'm on late. Sorry about that, but I'm sure we'll have some fun. Hi Eric, welcome. So if you are in here, let me know. I can see there's more of you. If you're in here, just give us a hello or something. Hi, good evening, and we know that you're there. Hi Adam. Hi Falcon. How's it going, bro? I'm good, thank you very much. I'm doing very well. Yeah, I just wanted to just kind of catch up. Thing with the channels is that obviously the channel's been growing, and it's obviously new people always kind of joining on to the channel, and it's not nice to kind of just welcome everyone. And for those who want to know more about the channel or about myself or the guys, I just tried to give the opportunity for us to just have a chat. A lot of people like to ask questions, especially for about their own projects, and many times not only I answer the questions, but there's other people in the chat that are in the trades. For instance, you've got Somerset Bricky here, who's always schooling me on the on the brickwork stuff. So there's people in the chat that can help share knowledge and information and answer questions for everybody. So that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to create. This is about people learning stuff. I am always learning. I keep saying this to people. I don't know everything. Most of the stuff that I do, or most of the skills that I have been self-taught. I wasn't fortunate to be someone's apprentice and learn directly from someone. I've had to learn myself. So I am still learning stuff all the time. So yeah, so I that's my mindset, sharing the knowledge and everyone learning stuff together, especially if you've got your own private projects and you want to do DIY and stuff. You can, develop your skills in those areas. So you guys have any questions, just throw the questions, and then we'll just jump into questions as well. And yeah, just kind of flow it, freestyle it really. So we got here Jeffers. Were you trained as a chippy? No, I wasn't trained as a chippy. The most training I've had in a field was electrical engineering, which I did 4 years of training. I actually did that as an apprenticeship, but there wasn't that much actual physical trade skills involved. Although I did do some time on site, I would say probably did throughout my 4 years. I probably did about 6 to 9 months on site, I would say, at different sites. One notably I remember very well was Nike Town in Oxford Street. We worked on that. The company I worked for did all the mechanical and electrical services for that job, so I remember working on that job. But most of the time I was like in the porter cabins or in the office, like kind of thing. So but as you can tell, I prefer to be out on site, so I actually enjoyed being on site with the electricians more than I did when I was working in the office and stuff. So I ended up leaving that altogether because I just didn't enjoy it. And yeah, so that's the most actual training on a trade that I've had. So moving on, Cam. Hi Cam. Hi. Do you cover West London? Yes, we do cover West London. Was recently working in West London. A couple of jobs actually we did recently. The last garden house that we did, it was kind of like a grey one. If you haven't seen it, the video series is on the channel, and there's also I think a time lapse version as well. That was in Perivale, and the last very small kind of awkward extension that we did was in Acton as well. So yeah, we do cover West London. Hi Graham, great videos, keep up the good work, learnt a lot over the last couple of months. Thank you very much, Graham. That's what I like to hear. I just like to hear that people just are finding value in the videos and they're learning something that they didn't learn before. So that's, you know, the goal for me. Joris, hi Joris. I'm not a builder, but I'm learning a lot from you all. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Again, that's the goal. Evening fella, hit the top 72. Good evening. Adam, hi Adam. Can you do a video when you wire up the armor to fuse box? Well, yeah. The thing with that is, this is the thing with filming. Yeah, not everybody wants to be in videos, but the guy who I've got lined up to do it, he knows about my YouTube, so I will actually, it's probably going to be his dad. It's a son and dad, but the dad works more on South London, so he's going to be doing the armored for the house that we're building now. But I'll ask him, even if I don't get him in the shot or something, his face or something, I don't know. But we got a wait off for that, but I will try to get this one in for you guys as well. Detectorist Lorraine, hi there. I've been enjoying your videos and workmanship. Thank you very much. I'm glad you are enjoying it. Hi Phil. That's the best way. I was trained as a plasterer back in 1981, but now I do everything. As over the years you pick up other trades, so I do everything like you do. Excellent. I always advise people, even if you are a tradesman, I've said this before, if you're a plasterer for instance, it's just my opinion, you should try to learn something else, even if it's not your main trade. But a typical example, when we had the when the first lockdowns happened and stuff, I remember specifically, because we do plastering, that there was no plaster. Any plasterer will know this. That I felt for a lot of plasterers, because there was no plaster available for quite a while. And you know, if you're a plasterer and you're in the plastering trade and you can't buy plaster, you can't earn a living, you know. So we had projects where we needed plastering doing. Like there's one specific video, for instance, because a lot of people watch the videos and sometimes people critique things that they don't understand. I'll give you an example. There's a video where we plaster a room, but we've already laid the flooring, and you know, people saying, oh, how can you plaster the walls, how can you lay the flooring before you plaster the walls, even though we covered all the flooring properly with, like, you know, Corex and stuff like that. They're just like, oh, you need to plaster the walls first, and obviously you typically would, but we didn't have any plaster at the time. And if you watch that video, or a video in the series, you'll see the day we actually got plaster. So what do we do in the meantime? Do we all just sit at home because we can't plaster the walls, or do we lay the flooring if we can, and then cover it, and then come back and plaster when we can? So for us, we were fortunate that because we do lots of different stuff, we could get on with other stuff. We had 2 bathrooms to fit in that house. We had a kitchen to do in that house. We had obviously a lot of plastering and painting and stuff. So I always advise people to learn more trades. And there's a funny saying, many of you would probably seen it. We've had it on our page where people have come on and said, oh, you're what's the saying, what's that saying where you say someone who can do lots of jack of all trades, that's it. They say, oh, you're jack of all trades, you're master of none. But what I found interesting, a lot of people don't know, is that actual saying actually has more to the saying, and the saying actually continues to say something along the lines of but he's still better than a master of one. So to me, like, it's important for me personally to have lots of different skills, and it works for me. It's not for everyone, but I can't just do one trade every day. I would get bored, and that's just how I am. So I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy having to do different things, and that's why we kind of do what we do. So let's move on. Let's move on. Very quiet. Okay, is that my microphone very quiet? I can bring it a bit closer. Let me know if it's any better. Sorry about that. Okay, questions. Graham, how do you get on with plastering? I've seen you doing a bit and done a bit myself, and it's hard work. Do you enjoy, and any tips to make things easier on the arms especially? Okay, yeah. Plastering is one of those things that it's a bit of an art. So in the beginning, like, I had to learn to plaster myself. You start on small sections and small areas. Where I remember when I first started, I remember actually doing my mum's hallway. It was absolute disaster. She had to get someone in to come and do it for her after I did a hallway for her. And you know, it's a thing where you can't cut steps. You need to know the steps that you need to take. You need to know what type of surfaces you are plastering onto, i.e. whether it's on plasterboard or whether it's onto existing plaster. Getting your PVA mixes right and drying times and stuff like that. Mixing your plaster well, knowing your ratios and stuff. It comes with practice, and then you kind of have a feel for it, even the consistency of a plaster, stuff like that. Once you've done it so many times, and you know how you like your plaster to be, then it just become natural. Even applying your plaster, you might be a bit messy in the beginning, trying to get it onto your hawk and all that stuff. But once you've done it a few times with anything like riding a bike, you will get your feel for using your trowel, your pressure, all these type of things. It's just a learned behavior. So for me, only advice I can say is practice makes perfect. You do need to do it more and more and more, and you will get better and better at it. It can be frustrating, but also when you get your technique, you find you won't maybe use your arms so much, maybe once you get the technique right. But it is a physically demanding job to do plastering, especially if you do it every day. Like, shout out to all the plasterers out there. If you do it every day, it's not easy work. Really, it's not easy work. So they're worth everything that they get paid for that, really, in my opinion. So moving on, Reese, worst and best type of job you do. Worst and best job. What's my worst job that I do? I think probably the last time I did the live stream, it was probably bricklaying was probably the worst, because I'm still learning a lot. But I'm beginning to, because we've done quite a few on the last couple of jobs, actually, more than I normally used to do. So I'm getting better at it, and it's getting a bit more enjoyable. So, but yeah, maybe it might still be the worst. Just about the worst. Probably tiling is second. Like, tiling does my head in, really, to be honest. So if I don't have to tile, I'd rather not tile. But yeah, what's the best job? Plastering has become something I enjoy a lot now, funny enough. So I do actually enjoy plastering. So that might be one of the favored things to do at the moment. So moving on. Hi Eric. Eric, flying the flag, by the way. Hurry up and reach here, my brother. Your skills are needed. Okay, Eric. Yes, I remember Eric. You're Dominican. So anybody doesn't know, my heritage is Dominican, which is a small island in the Caribbean, and Eric is also from there as well. My skills are needed. Yeah, I will be there. I'll be there sometime. I'm often traveling to Dominica, so hopefully the next time I go, I'll be doing some filming and projects out there for you guys. So that should be interesting. There is a video that I've got of a project that I did in Dominica after the hurricane. I went to do some work out there. So that's on my channel. If you haven't seen that, that's a really cool video. The detectorists, Lorraine, can you come to Poole for a sunny holiday and do some jobs for me? I've had quite a few offers like that of people saying, oh, come up here and you know, have a holiday, working holiday. um, I would love to do that. I said I went to Dominica and that was a working holiday. I've done that twice actually to Dominica for working holidays. But in London, obviously if I go away, I have a crew, you know, and I try to keep everyone employed and stuff like that. And it's not easy for everyone to just say we're going off for a week here, whatever. So unfortunately, I can't really do much working holidays at the moment. If I was on my own doing it, then I'd probably do it more, you know. But we never know. You never know. Okay, so let's see where. Oops, sorry, I lost. Let's go back. Do you prefer the exterior work or internal? Well, right now I prefer the internal work, but unfortunately we're outside in the elements. But yeah, outside work's nice in the summer. But obviously when it's winter time, and you get bad weather and all this stuff, it's not nice. But we gotta get on with it. I did catch quite a bad cold recently. Chest infection actually. I think it was to do with me working outside one day quite late, and so I mean I don't mind either. I don't mind working inside or outside. I really don't mind it. But obviously in the winter time, ideally would be working inside, and the summer would be working outside. But you know, a lot of times customers start the jobs maybe too late, and it's like you're just into the bad weather. So that's just how it is. But hi Chris, I work in security, lock, grills, etc. DM if you need any help. Okay, lovely. I will bear that in mind. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. Cam, what's the best way to contact you regarding a garden room? The best way to contact me is by email. My email address is p4papabuilders@hotmail.com. I will just warn you, I'm very slow on responding to emails at the moment because I'm getting so many emails and texts, and because I put my number on some of the comments, which I probably shouldn't have done. So I'm always getting lots of phone calls and texts, and I'll be honest, it's been a bit overwhelming. And if you have already emailed or texted me and I haven't got back to you, please forgive me. I've just I get home from work and then I just got all these messages to deal with, and sometimes I don't know, if I can't cope, I just say I'll do it tomorrow, and then I get home from work tomorrow and I'm knackered, and then I said I'll do it tomorrow, and then it ends up being a whole week or something, and I just haven't managed to do it. So and then obviously by the end of the week, then you've got another 20 emails to deal with. So it's just been a lot, because obviously the channel has brought more business for us, so it's just been quite challenging keeping up with the emails and stuff like that. But you can send me an email to there. I will just type it right now into the comments section so that you have it. So it's there, and just bear with me and I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, next one. John, hi John. Thumbs up, but can't hear you. My volume's on full. Sorry about that. Really, really sorry. Let me see. Actually, I've got a switch here. Let me see if I can turn it up a bit. See if that's any better. Maybe. Let me know if that's any better. I'll get a bit closer to the mic. My daughter is sleeping, so I don't want to talk too loud as well to wake her up. Okay, so moving on. Yes, me general. Yes, Nate UK. Thank you, brother. Thank you. DSW Cleaning Limited. Fantastic videos. Enjoy watching your channel. What weekender courses would you recommend to take? to be able to build a garden house, carpentry and bricklaying? To be honest, I don't know of any. I have thought about it, and it's something that I can see doing in the future, of doing maybe sort of like some weekend, maybe some weekend practical courses. The only thing is, it's obviously I would have to charge for it, because you would have to hire a space to do it, like plastering and maybe some tiling and stuff like that. It is something that's definitely in the back of my mind for the future, to create some type of maybe weekend Saturday kind of course to learn certain skills. I think there's a lot, especially even a lot of young people, that would benefit from stuff like that, because I do have quite a few young guys who come through and work for me often, and many of them could benefit from learning skills, and many of them do learn certain things and stuff. But if I had the time to maybe spend proper time to teach, rather than trying to do it at work, which is obviously difficult because time is money, and I can't spend all day trying to teach someone something, it would be a good thing. So maybe it could be something that I do in the future, but I don't know of any courses. I'm sure if you look online, you probably find some, but yeah, I don't know any off my head, unfortunately. Hit the tops. I'm a Tyler, but really enjoy the process from group work. Thank you very much, and great to see another tradesman on the group. Stiwala, you're flying, Darren lad. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have been having some good progress. Last week we had good weather. Finally, I think the weather's going to be good this week. So hopefully, the plan for this week on the project that we're doing now is to get all our block laying done. I would say maybe by Wednesday, hopefully, and then we can start the roof. So we want to get this roof on as soon as possible, obviously, because the weather and stuff like that. We are building a pitch roof for this, so we're gonna have obviously gable end either side. Our center wall or internal wall is also gonna be a pitch on the brickwork as well, and then obviously we'll have a ridge, and we're gonna batten it, and rafters and all that. So it'll be a proper pitch roof that's gonna go on that. So the sooner we can get that roof on, the better for us. So we can actually kind of get out of the elements. So moving on. Keep up the good work, Darren. Thank you very much. Luke T, great show. Love watching what you do every day. You're a real grafter and enjoy seeing how you just get on with stuff. Keep up the channel. It's best on YouTube. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And really appreciate you guys' support and kind words, and lots of people say they enjoy the channel. To be honest, I'm completely overwhelmed. I may not act like it. Everybody knows me. I'm not a very expressive person, but believe me, I'm very overwhelmed at the amount of people that follow the channel regularly, watch it regularly, comment, that subscribe to the channel. I think we're coming up to maybe 16,000 now. I didn't imagine that it would grow that quick, because you just think, oh, I'm just doing what I do, and but people enjoy seeing, as a fly on the wall, I guess, of what you get to. I mean, I do the same. I watch any type of trade on YouTube. It could be a watchmaker, or it could be a guitar maker, or like just watching other people and do things that I don't know about, and just seeing the process and everything. So I love that type of stuff. So I guess that's probably why I did my channel as well, because I just kind of made sense, I guess. LG, hi LG, I'm a plasterer, have been for 15 years. I hate it. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't expecting that bit at the end, but sorry about that. Well, I mean, if you're a plasterer, you're obviously a skilled guy. So, I mean, maybe look into, move into another trade, learning another trade or something. I would say that, if you hate it, definitely maybe see if you can retrain on on to something else if there's something else that you enjoy. Did you once mention you will do a self-build? Can't remember the island name, but if you are, then I'm truly looking for it. Yes, I will be doing a self-build of my own home in the Caribbean, in Dominica. I don't know when yet, but I'm looking into it now. So that will be definitely something that will be documented on the channel, and I'll let you guys know more about it as it's moving forward. So we've actually got our land now. We purchased our land a couple of years ago, and I'm in the process of getting some drawings done for the property, and the plan is to go over there when I'm ready and manage the build myself, and obviously work on the project as well. So that will be I think that'll be some amazing content for you guys, because the building methods as well are going to be completely different than the UK, completely different. So I will be learning a lot. For instance, the foundations, a lot still work in the foundations, because the country is very mountainous, and there's not often, it's very rare that you'll build your house on very flat land. Most of the houses will be built on concrete pillars raised above the ground, because the house probably will be on slopey land and stuff like that. So there's lots and lots of foundation work, there's lots of concrete work, there's lots of steel beams and form work, and we build in blocks out there, concrete thick, I think they're like 8-inch concrete blocks or something like that, the hollow ones, that's what they build with out there. And they build with single walls, there's no cavities and stuff like that, insulation, and like what we have here, single skin walls. Obviously the weather's totally different out there, and most of the walls are rendered on concrete, and inside is usually rendered in sand and cement as well. I did some plastering. If you look at that video that I went to Dominica, I did some plastering internally out there. I shipped the plaster over there, and that's probably the only house in the whole country that's got multi-finish on it. Like I literally brought it over as a tester and more like a show of what I could do out there, and it came out beautiful. It was a bathroom and a master bedroom, and you know, the walls obviously are a lot smoother than what you would normally have out there. So something that maybe I can try to bring out there as a new finish to projects out there. So let's move on. Hi Reese, your bricklaying looks immense. So if that's your worst, mate, you're not doing bad. Haha. Thank you. Trust me, I'm getting there. I've got a long way to go, but I'm a lot better than I was a year ago. Let's just say that. But as I said, with practice, you know, we're doing a lot more of it. So I'm learning things literally. And this is one of the things why I like actually posting my work, because many people wouldn't post their work the way we do. And I actually don't mind, because like for instance this week we put this video out, and I think it was a couple of you, I think Somerset Bricky and a couple of you mentioned about putting the insulation, the rigid board insulation on the internal wall rather than the external wall. So for me, that was something that I learned, and if I hadn't put my video out there, I wouldn't have known that. And also I was able to get that correction literally the same day, before I had gone too far. So I was able to, you know, go back in the morning and just move the installation, whereas if I'd built the whole thing, and it would have been impossible for me to do it. So in that respect, I'm learning. It also keeps me on my toes, because literally I've got the whole world watching me while I'm working, and you know, people are going to critique everything you do. So you know, you do your best to try and keep yourself, it's like keep a check on yourself to make sure that you're doing your best that you can. Obviously I'm not perfect, I'll still get things wrong or whatever, but it's a challenge for me just to kind of keep me on my feet. It's like, you know, people are watching what you're doing, so you know, make sure you do your best kind of thing. So that's I think it's a good thing for me personally, you know, and I got nothing to hide. So Moving on. Hi Adam. Adam, you need to do a video on your 911. Oh my. Oh, okay. So, okay, maybe. I don't have a 911. I wish I had a 911. I've got a Porsche Boxster, so it's like the baby Porsche, if you want to call it that. So unfortunately, not quite a 911, but maybe one day I will get one. I do like them. Um, but I don't know. I feel like I have done a video. Actually, I have done a video on it. Actually, there's a video where if I can find it, I'll put the link in the comment section when we're finished. But I think it was a day where I went around looking at jobs, and I did the video to kind of follow me around the day to looking at other jobs and stuff. And I did take it with me that day, and I think I did show it in the video. So if I can remember what a video it is, I'll put it in the comments or the description as well. Chrissy boy, hi Chrissy boy, how did you get into building? How did I get to building? I got into building through well, kind of by force really. I used to be a sound engineer, and I had a business at the time. I did everything from hiring out equipment, sound systems, microphones, sound desks, all that stuff, to gigging as well. I did installs as well, clubs and all that stuff. And during the recession in 2008, I got hit quite hard during the recession, and I started looking for other things to do. And I kind of started off like painting, like doing because I had certain things that I'd already learned over the years, skills and stuff. I was decent at painting, so I kind of started off as that, painting and decorating, and I kind of just moved on from there. Did a bit of flooring and stuff, because I had done flooring in my house, I'd done it in my mum's house, stuff like that. So what I felt confident is in, I kind of started doing it. I started doing a lot of laminate flooring and then all that, then a bit of tiling, and I just kind of evolved from there. So I did it out of a kind of needed just to work, and eventually it just took over my life, and it just became what I did, and I never turned back. So I haven't touched a sound desk in probably 12 years, like literally. So that's kind of how it happened for me. IR, yes, Dominican, would love to see projects from out there. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the weather's a lot better than here right now as well. It's something about 27 degrees now or something like that. So yeah. Palm Sing, copper or plastic pipe for heating pipes? Heating, so like radiators and that. The debate. Well, mainly it's determined by your budget, because copper pipe are going to be a lot more expensive. They both have pros and cons. For us personally, I like to use the plastic where is beneficial, which is like a lot of time, because it's a lot easier to work with the plastic pipe to get it through places and round stuff and all that. So for instance, the garden, the bathroom that we just did, that conversion, the garage one, we had to get pipe work from the bathroom upstairs through the kitchen ceiling, and down to the garage and stuff. Getting the copper pipe in, we would have had to cut all the ceilings, whereas we just had to cut a few access and fish the pipes through. It was a lot easier because there was a false ceiling. There was like a double false ceiling. It was weird, but then when the pipes come out of the wall, I always use copper, so you'll see where the radiator is. The pipes come out of the wall on copper, so that's how I tend to do it. I think a lot of people do it like that now. But if someone wants it all copper, they just know they're going to spend a lot more money, because it's going to be a lot more expensive and a lot more work to do it, But it's a preferential thing. Hi Jordan Presley. Hi Darren, fellow tradesman here, plasterer by trade, but do a lot of building work myself. Have my own small company. Always look forward to your videos. You are an example tradesman, you and your team. Thank you very much, Jordan. Thank you, and it's nice to hear from other tradesmen, because most of the time when the tradesmen turn up on the page, they turn up to slag me off. So it's nice to see you know, other tradesmen bigging you up there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. John Rayner, great. Thank you. London Boy, love your channel. Thank you very much. Let's see here. The Sun Reports. I think the mic might have a bit more room for loudness if you want to talk quietly, as at the moment I'm maxed out on. So there's another one saying that my mic is not very loud. I might have turned it down instead of up. Let's see. Is this any better? I think it is. Yeah, I think now I've turned it up. Let me know if it's any better. I think I had turned it down instead of up, so should be better now. No sound. We can hear you. Okay. All right, Mystery Gardener. If you can't hear me, you probably want to check your side, because London Boy says we can hear you. Okay. Love the work you do. Too Magnetic. Love the work you do. You all do. Being in contact with you via text and WhatsApp. Can't wait for you to give us a quote for some work at our house in Colston near Croydon. Keep up the... Okay, yes, I do remember that, Colston. Yes, I will be seeing you soon. I'm only round the corner from you, so I'll have to just try to get the right time that I can pop round, but I will definitely get back to you. Mystery Gardener, I can't. Okay. Maybe you might be able to hear now, because that's been a long time ago. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up with the comments here. Mark, hi Mark, we want more dancing, mate. Well, you won't get the dancing from me because I'm not much of a dancer, but you probably get more from the guys. As long as the right music's playing, yeah, the guys will be dancing. So, and if it's not too cold, but what areas do you cover? We cover pretty much London. Just most parts of London we cover. If it makes sense to do the job, we'll do it. But all my guys are coming from 2 different parts of London, so I also have to bear them in mind as like them traveling and stuff as well. So I've got to, you know, do things where everyone can get to, or where I can pick them up from, like if you're going by train or whatever. So but typically we cover all areas. Jerry, hi Jerry, do you do loft conversions too? Yes we do. I think we've got one video on here, but I think it's in the beginning, before I had started the channel. I hadn't filmed a lot of work, so I think we've got a video of a loft, but it's just what's the word, like photos, like a video of just photos and stuff, and maybe a few little clips and stuff. But I think it's like just photos of along the way. But the next one we do will definitely record it like we do now. So let's see. Hi Jade. When you get to 20k, you should treat yourself to to a new Porsche. Oh, if only. I don't make that much money on YouTube, but yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. I need a new van at the moment. I was literally looking today. I need a new van. I just got my first bill from someone was asking about this actually. I just got my first bill. No, it's the second bill actually, but my first full month bill from TfL for the ULEZ charge, which basically is one, if you've got a vehicle that's a certain age. I think for vans, diesel vans, I think it's something like 2014 or 2015 and lower. Mine is 2012 at the moment. You have to pay £12.50 every single day to drive anywhere in London. So I just got first bill of like 360 something pounds or something that I got to pay next week for 1 month of going to work basically. So absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. Not helping build businesses at all. And the funny thing is, they are saying, oh, they've cut down and cut this. But I'm in the building stores every single day, and I'm always seeing vehicles that I'm like, well, his plate's definitely not going to be compliant. He's definitely paying £12.50 a day. And I'm seeing a lot of tradesmen, because not everyone can afford to go out and buy a new van or whatever. So I mean, I'm planning to get a new one in the new year, not brand new, but to get a new van in the new year, because I can't afford to pay this every month. That's ridiculous. So yeah, we need to get a new van, so hopefully we'll get one in the new year. Hi Albert, you are a hard-working man for sure. Do you have a family, Darren? Yes, I do have a family. I'm married, been married for coming up 6 years. No, gone 6 years. Oops, gone 6 years. Next year will be 7 years that I've been married, and I have a daughter who's almost 3 years old. So that is my family, and when I'm not working, I'm at home with them basically. Mark, hi Mark. How did you meet Mr. A? Meet Mr. A. Someone asked this before. Mr. A. I met Mr. A. Mr. A is also Dominican. When I was young as a kid, obviously he's older. He's older than me. But when I was a kid, I went to live in the Caribbean when I was 8 years old, very young. Went with my grandmother, who came here as a Windrush generation. Many of you will know what that is. She came here to work, and she retired eventually, and she went back to the Caribbean and she retired. She lived for 30 years and she died a few years ago at 92 years old. But I was very close with her, and when she moved, I moved with her, and I stayed with her for 8 years. So I finished primary school in the Caribbean. I did all my high school in the Caribbean, and when I finished high school at 16, then I came back to UK. So we lived in the same village. I went to school with with maybe his youngest brother, I think, with two of his younger brothers. So I didn't know him that well, but I did know him. I knew his younger brothers better because we all kind of played together and stuff like that. And then, he came to the UK years and years, a long time ago. But we met up at a concert in London, Shepherd's Bush, the O2, I think it's the O2 Shepherd's Bush. We went to a concert in there, a French band, and we met each other in there. We kind of like, oh, I know you kind of thing. And we went and had a drink, and we started talking, and we exchanged numbers, and he told me what he does, and he's like, I'm a carpenter and I'm this, and I said, oh, cool. And I just called him one day and said, oh, I need some help for a job. Came down and done the job with me, and then I was like, oh, this guy's excellent. I've been looking for like good guys to work with me. And then from there, ever since we've been with me for the last, I would say, maybe coming up to 2 years now, I think. So yeah, that's kind of how we met basically. We met in the Caribbean, and then we met in the UK, like by chance. So let's see, move on. Eamon, hi Eamon. Hi Darren, enjoy watching the channel. Not in the trade, I work in IT. Watching from Ireland. Enjoy watching the projects from start to finish. Your team are very gifted at what you do. Thank you very much, Eamon. Really appreciate that. My wife is actually half Irish, well, Northern Ireland. She's half, and so I've been to Northern Ireland quite a few times down there. So I'm not sure what part exactly, if you're from the south or the north, but thank you very much. Hi Darren, nice to come across a nice humble man. Thank you very much, John Smith. Appreciate that. Rishi, hi Rishi, how do I contact you for an extension? Do you have a phone number? So I've put my email in the comments somewhere. There's an email, my email address is somewhere in the comments, so you'll find that. I don't want to put my phone number on here because it's just not a good idea to put it on social medias and stuff like that. But if you find my email, then you give me an email, then I can exchange numbers with you. LVL General, what car do you have? I have a Porsche Boxster. It's like a kind of little baby kind of Porsche kind of thing. It's a classic. I'm into classic cars. I don't really like new cars and all that stuff. So my car is like 1998 or something like that, I think. But unfortunately, because of the ULEZ, if I drive it, I had to pay £12.50 as well. So it's a bit of a joke. So I barely drove it. I actually went out yesterday night. I went out last night and I took it out. So it's like £12.50 just to go out. Like, it's just ridiculous. But I'm in the van every day, so I barely drive it anyway. So it doesn't really cost me that much. Hi Cam, can you do longer videos? I try sometimes. Sometimes the videos will be longer. I try, but it is literally very difficult to do when you're at work, and it's difficult to edit. And as you notice, I try to create the videos on the day so that you guys can. I try to keep it consistent. You know, I don't like leaving big gaps between the videos. I know some people, they'll spend hours and hours in it, and they'll put out a video once a week and whatever, and I love them because there's a lot more editing going into it, and I would guess you would even say higher quality of production value. But for me, I like to keep it simple, and it's more raw, and there's only so much filming we can do as well as work and stuff. So when I can, I do more longer videos, but I think I've been trying to keep them to about 20 minutes if I can. But depending on what you're doing on the day, it's harder to film than other things. So, or depends on how my day is, you know. So I will try to give you guys longer ones. I will try. James, hi James. Do you use LA building control, or I guess that's local authority? Building control on approved inspector on your projects. Would be good to see how they carry out inspections. I love your channel. You have a great team. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have used both. Personally, I tend to leave that up to the client. I tell the client to instruct whoever they want. We work with whoever. So, for instance, the last extension that we done was an approved inspector. The owner of that extension had a lot of work done in that house. Last year they had a loft done. It wasn't us. They also split the house into two properties, two separate properties, and they had a company who was their inspector. So when we came to build the extension, they said, "Oh, we've got a company that we use. We'll just instruct them." So they just instructed the company and then passed the details on to me, and then I just contact them directly. So I have done projects with both, and I haven't had any problems, thankfully, with either. Both of them have worked fine for me. We did quite a large extension, a double extension, and that was the local authority, and the guy we had was excellent. So I've just been fortunate. I know some people have scare stories and just getting jobs worth and stuff like that, but even when we came up with a particular issue, he was very, very helpful and gave us advice and stuff of how to overcome this issue with the neighbor and stuff like that. So I don't get involved. It's just like, customer, you instruct whoever you want. Really, basically, that's how we do it. Let's see. Next one, Ibrahim. Hi, Ibrahim Construction. Can you do construction apprenticeship at the age of 15 as work experience? Possibly, maybe something we can do in the future. These things obviously take a lot of work, you can imagine, because once you start doing apprenticeships and stuff, and you have lots of legal things and insurances and stuff like that. I mean, we have liabilities insurance, and I also have insurance for the guys that I work with now. But once you start doing that, then there's a lot more work. So I'm not ruling anything out, but we'll see how things go in the future. Maybe next year. I think a lot of things are going to happen next year. So there's stuff I would love to be able to do that. You know, I really would love to do that. To do work experience for young people and let them come in and learn and trades and stuff. As I said, I've had quite a few young people do that. I had my godson for 2 years with me a couple of years ago. So I do that wherever I can. Michael GB, good to see you indoors and out of the cold. Yeah, I'm happy to be inside, mate. But we'll be back outside tomorrow. I think tomorrow's going to be good. The weather's going to be good. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting this brickwork finished. Rishi, hi Rishi, dropped you an email, mate, for a job in London. Please let me know you'll be able to respond this week or next week. Okay, I will. I'm going to do my best to catch up with these emails, Richie. I'm going to jump on the emails this week and I'm going to try. I'm just absolutely terrible with admin. I'm sorry. This is it. I am the worker guy. I will work and I'll do the physical work, but doing the admin, it's more exhausting. Literally, it's more exhausting. Just thinking about having to type emails and just sort that stuff out is more tiring for me than doing the physical work. Like it mentally drains me. So I'm not the best when it comes to just getting people. Sometimes chase me for quotes, just like to sit down and go through and type all my quotes up and stuff like that. I can be a little bit slow with that. So please apologize again and bear with me, and I will try and get back to you this week. Okay, so the mic is spot on. Okay, so mic is good. Sorry, I'm catching up now. Sorry, loads of comments. Steve, hi Steve. Always comment positively on your vlogs. You're a great guy. Thanks a lot, Steve. I'll appreciate it. Appreciate all the positivity that you guys bring in to the channel. Sorry, let's get there. Mark, hi Mark. What brand of tools do you mainly use? Oh God, I am not. What's the word? I can't remember what it was. This is a word I want to use, but I'm trying to think what it is. I'm not really into brands, to be honest. I use whatever. I've got some DeWalt drills. I've got DeWalt. My circular saw, I think, is DeWalt. I've got some Stanley cordless drills. I've just bought a cordless drill, which is Urbawa or something like that. Some funny name from Tool Station. Screwfix. I only bought that, funny enough, because I was trying to get a radio for our site because the little boombox we had broke, and I wanted to get a radio. And I actually was gonna buy like one of the DeWalt ones because they're apparently quite good, or the Makita or whatever. But they just didn't have, everywhere I went didn't have them in stock. They were like, oh, they're not coming in for a while. And they had this little one, and they were just like, oh, this is on sale, it's £30, but you need a battery. And then by the time I would have bought the battery and buy the charger separately, it would have cost more than just buy a drill that came with 2 batteries and a charger. So I ended up buying that. So I haven't actually even used the drill. I bought it like 2 weeks ago. I just bought it to get the batteries for the radio. So I bought that one. But I've used one of those before, and it was quite a good drill. So it was about £80. It was about £80 for it, and it came with 2 batteries and a charger. So good value for money. What else do I use? Yeah, you just find various stuff. I'm not really into brands. To be honest, I'm not really into them at all. I found, I mean, the DeWalt drills, I do think they're very good compared to the Stanley ones. The Stanley ones, the batteries are absolutely rubbish. They don't last very long. So in that respect, I probably wouldn't buy that again, because I'm forever charging the batteries all the time. Like, but I think the battery's just not that big. But I just find that they're not very, very powerful, the batteries. So yeah, that's about it really. Too magnetic, nice. Just let us know when you have the time. Take care. Thanks, man. Thank you. Louise Lee Flick. Is it Louise Lee Flick? Hoddy, you shouldn't have to walk to your spot boards and turn the mixer away. You shouldn't have to work to your spot boards and turn the mixer away from your sand. You'll get lumps. Okay, I hear what you mean. Okay. Wet the spot boards before you load them. Love the tunes, all the best. Nice one, man. Thank you very much about that. Yeah, we should be having more spot boards. You're right, for where we're working now. But as I said, it's not something we do all the time. I'm not a bricklayer. I don't do it every day. So these are things that I'm learning as I'm going along, of ways to do things and best ways to do things, make our life easier. But definitely I will take that into account. Thank you very much. Do you speak French? I speak Creole, which is like a kind of a, we call it broken French. It's kind of like I can understand some French, I can speak a little bit, but there is a lot of differences between the dialects. So I can speak Creole fairly decently. I can understand it very well. Creole is the closest country that you might know that will speak very close to Creole is Haiti. They have a Haitian Creole. It's very, 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 very similar to the Creole that we speak in Dominica, and it was actually it's derived from French. The thing is, if anybody knows about the Caribbean, we call the Caribbean a melting pot, because obviously, if you know anything about the history of the Caribbean, the colonization of the Caribbean, the various different countries that had interest in the Caribbean, whether it was Britain, whether it was the Dutch, whether it was the Spanish, the French, lots of the countries had been it's typical Pirates of the Caribbean. Lots of the countries, let's say for instance, Dominica at one time was a French colony. Then the British came and fought a war, and then became a British colony, and different. So you find lots of mixing of the languages throughout the years. So different dialects and different mixings. So it's sort of it's very close to French, but it's not exactly French. It's a bit different. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a mishmash kind of thing. It's the best way I can explain it, to be honest. But it's not exactly the same as French. But funny enough, Dominica is situated right between two French islands. French island to the north, French island to the south, and they're very, very close, to the point that you can see the island. If you go to the north, you can see Guadeloupe to the north. If you go to the south, you can see Martinique to the south. They're that close. So there's obviously, having two French countries, which a lot of people travel back and forth to. There's a lot of, that language is kind of there. So, but it's not exactly French. It's got a lot of differences. But some of the words are the same and stuff like that. LR Brickwork. Hello, mate. Back on the block work. Yes, we are back on the block work tomorrow. And hopefully we're going to try and get the block work finished this week, if all goes to plan. Another question from Too Magnetic. Okay, I asked this because my cousin seems to speak the same language as you. Oh, cool. Nice. Nuts about detailing. Where did you learn your trade and what's your specialism? Yeah, I've said this before earlier. Basically, I'm self-taught. I taught myself basically over the years, just learning, and stuff. And specialism, another one. I don't have a speciality. I really don't. I probably do as much of everything the same amount now. So I do as much as plastering in the year. I probably do as much as tiling in the same year. As like I do a lot of the same stuff all the time. So I don't really have a specialty. Let's see. David's Hacks. Hey Darren, you and your crew do great work. Keep it up. Loving your channel. Thank you very much, David. Really appreciate that. Bop video edits. Hi, what's the best thing to do with a concrete shed that has no DPM under concrete slab to stop rising damp? Okay. Well, it's not much you can do. If it's a concrete shed, yeah, the only thing you can do is to do a liquid damp proof. Liquid membrane. I think that's probably the only realistic thing you can do. Basically, is painting the concrete slab with like a liquid membrane on top of the concrete. You can try that. It's supposed to help stop moisture coming up through the slab. Look into a liquid membrane. I think that's pretty much the only thing that I can think of off my head that you can do. Gadget reviews. Hi, really enjoy your videos, man. Probably will never build anything, just therapeutic to watch behind my IT desk. Yeah, thank you very much. I do the similar thing where I watch actually IT guys. I watch videos literally every night. One of my channel, there's two channels that I like watching. I watch them pretty much every day as well. Just guys actually fixing like electronics and stuff and soldering and finding the problems and stuff like that. I love watching that. So I'm doing the opposite thing, watching them fixing computers and computer games and stuff like that. So I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Let's see. All right. Luckman Ali. Hi Darren. Love watching your channels. Love Mr. A dance moves. I love to have you do a full refurbishment in my East London home. Cool. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, drop me an email as well. My email is in the chat. If you've done it already, again, I apologize if I haven't got back to you, but I will try my best this week. Guz Buzz. Hi Darren, I love watching your channel. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you very much. Lucky Patel. Weather's looking up this week, bro. We on a flat roof installing a lantern. Learned so much watching you, my G. Much love, bro. Nice one. Wicked. Yeah, I hope it holds up for you guys particularly, because we can get on, but if you guys are doing flat roofs and stuff, you want good weather, especially if you're fiberglassing or anything like that. Jamid Ahmed, which one is better, tiles or slates for roofs? Tiles or slate? Any roofers in here? I don't know if there's a better really with that type of thing. I don't really know if there's a better, which is better, but all things have their benefits. But I don't think there's a better of the roof or slate. I would just say it's more to do with what the look you want. We'll be doing slates on this roof. I think tiles are easier to lay, much easier to lay than slate. But yeah, 99% of the time, if I was making the choice, I'd be putting tiles on a roof than slate if it was up to me. But this house that we're building now is actually a slate roof, but it's not going to be real slate. It's going to be the like the fake ones. It's going to be that for that roof. But slate is lighter when it comes to calculating loads and stuff, so depending on the roof, it might be better in that sense for less load on the roof. But that's the only thing I can think of really. Let's see. Nadeem. Hi bro. Hello Nadeem. Welcome. Thank you. Look into that. Cool. Mark. Hi Mark. Mark Nadine. Do you ever get angry or frustrated, as you always seem chilled? People always ask me this. As I said before, I'm not a very expressive person. So I'm probably very angry on the inside. Frustrated, like. No, to be honest, I get that from a lot of customers as well. A lot of customers are always like, especially like sometimes you come up with a problem or something, or the customer sees something as an issue, and then we resolve it, and they're just like, oh, you just seem so calm about it. It's just like, I'm like, but if you do something all the time, you always kind of overcome hurdles and stuff. You just know there's something you can do to kind of do it. Or maybe a lot of people who are not in trades or whatever, they see something as a massive thing. Like someone might see a hole in the wall, and for them, they just feel like, oh my gosh, how is this going to look any different? How is this going to be resolved? And for you, you just know it's an easy job. It's a 5-minute job or something like that. Or they see a little drip of a leaking pipe, and they feel like the whole house is going to get flooded, and it's like, you just need to tighten a valve or something like that. So I think for me, I've always been like that. I'm a solution-based person. I don't like people who always bring problems to me. Like even when we're on a job, I don't want to hear like, oh, this problem. It's just like, we need to just focus on solving things rather than focusing on problems. I'm just generally like that in life. So I'm always like, you should spend 10% of the time on the problem and 90% of the solution, like not 90% on the problem and not doing much about it. So just that's, I guess I am kind of always been like that. Just yeah. But I mean, I get frustrated. Everyone gets frustrated on stuff. I'm not someone who really gets angry very often, I would say. Yeah, I'm not someone who really gets angry very often. You'd have to really, really, really do something to really get me like really angry. But yeah, I try not to. Just try to be in control of my emotions as much as I can, really. Not about detailing. On small jobs, do you charge a daily rate or price work? Yeah, I don't do day rates on anything anymore. I think it works both. I've always thought it's better for everyone to price work, because the customer knows exactly what they're gonna pay, and you know how much you're gonna charge, and I think when you're on a price, there's an incentive. It depends on how you look at it. Some people will say if you're on a price, there's an incentive for you to do the job quickly, and you might cut corners, etc., etc. But that just depends on the type of person. For me personally, I prefer to work on price, and in all my time that I have been in the building trade, I can say, what I'm proud to say is I've never changed a price on a customer after I've given the price. And I was having a chat with I went to see my client where we did the small extension today, actually, because we were just wrapping up some documents and stuff to get signed off. I was just having a chat about how much prices have gone up in materials, and if we were to price it now, it would be considerably more expensive. And basically I took a lot of hit because of the timing of when we started the job and when the prices started going up. Like, it was really bad for me, really, really bad for me. So but I never once asked for any more money on that job, and that's just me. I just feel like even if I had to take the L, I take the L. If I priced it at 10 grand, let's just say for instance, and tomorrow it was going to be 15 grand, and after I've started it, it's just going to be that, and I'm just going to make a loss, and that's just how it is. So yeah, I don't like day rates. And I give you a reason why I don't like day rates. You guys see our videos and you know how hard we work, you know how hard I work, you know how hard Mr. A works. And I had an experience once where we came in, we did a project for someone, we did a full refurbishment, and they said, "Oh, my sister's had an extension, full refurbishment work's done. It's been going on for ages and ages." And I learnt my lesson never to take over any jobs from any other builders. Yeah, so if you've got a job and you've lost your builder, unfortunately I'm not going to touch it. But basically they were like, they need someone just to finish off this and do some petitions and some plastering. So we said, "All right, cool, we'll do it because we've done job for you, whatever." We went, and basically it was one of those jobs where you come onto a job where there is 100 different things that need doing in this house. There's a bit of plastering here, there's a bit of carpentry here, the radiators need to be doing here. It's very hard to price something like that because there's so much different things that you can't see, and there's so much different jobs. Like, if I priced it individually, it would cost so much money. So I said, "Look, we'll do it on a day rate. Me and Mr. A will come in and we do as much as we can. You tell us what you need done. You need the entrance done, you need the bedroom done, you need whatever, you need some tiling." So we did that. We came in and we work as we normally work. And one of the days the lady came in, and I can't remember what the conversation was. They basically felt we hadn't done enough work that week. Okay, like, and as I said, if you watch our stuff, you know how much work we do and how much our heart we put into our work. We very, very barely have any lunch. We literally eat sometimes we eat, and before we've swallowed the food, we are already standing up and getting back to work. That's literally how we work. We don't do our lunch breaks and all that stuff. None of the guys do that, and I don't have a problem with them sitting down for an hour and having a sleep. But nobody, none of us do that. So they made this comment, and it was really, in my opinion, really out of order. We walked off the job because I felt they were being disrespectful to me and to Mr. A for making, certain comments about what we had done or what we hadn't done and stuff like that. And to me, what I got out of that is when you do day rate with some customers, again, it depends on the customer. They start like watching every single movement you make. If you sat down for 2 minutes to catch your breath, they'll be thinking, oh, I'm paying you for the day, I'm paying you for the hour and stuff like that, and they'll totally ignore that you stayed half an hour after, worked till 5:30, didn't have lunch, all these different things. Some people are very unreasonable, so because of that, I don't want anyone paying me for the day, because there's too many expectations from you in my experience. So yeah, I think I've had a bad experience, and I wouldn't do it again. Definitely wouldn't do it again. Let's see. Jinter. Hi Darren, do you use ladder type bed joint reinforcement when doing extension brickwork above or below openings? Thanks. Ladder type bed reinforcement. I'm assuming this is what you put in the bed. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I haven't. I don't think I've seen that done. I might have to see what you're talking about, but I don't do that. Big P Con, all in how much are you charging for the current room you're doing? All in, how much are you charging for the current garden room you're doing? I don't know, I think it's right for me to put that out there, but it's somewhere in the region of, let's say, I'm trying to remember now itself for everything, somewhere in the region of 30k, I think, somewhere in the region of that. That's all in for this house. Yeah, it's all in, yeah, and in my opinion it's a very good price. For the size, for the square footage of what we're building, it's quite a good price, especially with the prices are at the moment. I missed the video of Mr. A dancing last Friday. Yes, I think it wasn't Friday, it might have been Thursday. One of the videos that says something along the lines of a lot of dancing happened that day or something like that. That's the title of the video, so you should find it, probably the second to last video, maybe you'll see that one. How much force, sorry, oops. Belal, hi Belal, how much do you charge for loft conversion? How much you charge for, how much you charge for single story extension? How much you charge for loft? I really can. How long is a piece of string? There's so much things I would need to know. The size of it, the style of the loft roof, access, the finish, the extension, whether it's in block, render, brick. It's impossible for me to even, but I will give you a general idea. At the moment in London, you realistically right now you're looking between 2,000 and 2,500 per square meter is what I think is realistic for an extension right now. So that will give you an idea. So if you've got 20 square meters, just expect to spend about 50k to do it, just as a general guide. But yeah, it's a lot more there's a lot more factors involved. Gadget reviews. Hi, what does your schedule look like for 2022? Yeah, I will. You guys are gonna see some stuff a bit soon, but at the moment, I think anybody that wants any work done right now, you're looking probably the earliest July next year. I think probably the earliest job we can take on is probably July, I would say, at the moment. So but that's for many reasons, but I'll go into that soon. You guys will see a little bit more about that soon as well. Hi Linda Bowmans, thank you for being a person of integrity. That characteristics. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I try my best. That characteristic is sincerely needed. Dave, hi Dave. Good job on fixing your van the other week. You must have been well happy to get it back on the road so quickly. Yeah, I was. And if I ever get frustrated, that was frustrating for me. That was very frustrating because we were really behind with what we were doing. I didn't have MJ that week because he was ill. I managed to get someone else in, and the first day they turned up and I picked them up with Mr. A. 5 minutes later the van broke down. It was like I had to send everyone home and still pay certain amount of money and stuff like that. So it was like frustrating because it was like, okay, I've had so much delays and so much obstacles, and then I'm like, okay, we're back on track today, and then the van breaks down. But yeah, I was really happy to get the van. I knew I could do it. Once I saw the problem, I knew I could do it. So I was very happy to get it. I remember calling Mr. A that day, later that day, and just saying, yeah, you're back to work tomorrow. And he was just laughing because he was just like, yeah, I know you'd have fixed it. So, yeah, it was a very good feeling. Hi, Anna Maria. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Daniel Louis. Oh, same surname as me. Same surname as me. Any work? Do I have any work? Is that what you're asking? Jammy Dodgers. Hi Darren, love the videos. Just wanted to know if you have any work for plumber based in Forest Hill, and also what was your main trade when starting out? Cool. So I've answered that one a couple of times now. Main trade starting out. I started out painting and decorating. Let's just call it that. That's what I started as, basically. Forest Hill, you're very local to me. So I tell you what, send me an email. My email's somewhere in the comment section. Send me your details on an email, so that I have it, because we do plumbing stuff. So it'd be good to have your details, especially if you're local to me as well. So yeah, pop me an email. Definitely send me an email. Let's see, where are we? Linda, hi Linda. How do you balance home life with work schedule? I've been doing a lot better the last year, where I actually and it's funny enough, actually having people working full time in set hours is actually helped me to organize myself better by force, because when you're working on your own, you're only responsible to yourself in that day. Like, so for instance, when I've got Mr. A and MJ, my battery's low. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. My charger. Sorry guys about that. I totally forgot my charger, my laptop. Didn't expect to be on this long as well, so sorry about that. What was we saying? Balance up. Yeah, because I've got the other guys, obviously we finish at 5 o'clock. They have to finish at 5 o'clock. I mean, sometimes they'll stay with me, depending, if we're in the middle of something and we're really stretched, guys will stay. Sometimes they'll stay with me till 6 o'clock. They don't have a problem with that. Many times, if we finish at 3 and job done for the day, then everyone goes home. So that's how it is. It's very flexible. It's give and take. But because usually the guys are finished at 5, and I tend to you know, drop them to the station, drop them back to a base or whatever, then I go put the tools down at 4:30 or whatever, 5 o'clock, because you know they gotta get home. I'm like, all right, guys, start packing up, whatever. So that's kind of disciplined me to finish work at 5 o'clock because everyone else is finishing at 5. Whereas if I was on my own, I'll probably I wouldn't stop at 5. I'll be like, okay, I want to get this amount of work done today, so I'm gonna stay on or whatever. So that's helped me to be more disciplined personally. But I think I balance it well. I'm not someone who goes out a lot. I don't go out. So once I'm home from work, I get in usually by 6:30. I'm just at home with my family, so I don't really so I think I balance it well in that respect. My wife is currently stay at home, looks after my daughter, so she works, but she works like from home and stuff, so she's at home, so it works out quite well for us. Yeah, so I guess that's it really, and we balance it, you know, and then the weekends, if you know, weekends we can do stuff and like that. Yeah, so all right, moving on. Simon, hi Simon, are you available to do some work for next year around North London, and if so, how do we contact you? We have a garage renovation. Sorry, so contact again is my email, which is somewhere, if you scroll the comments you'll find it. Send me an email. Next year, I was just saying now, next year is realistically is probably like July is the earliest, I'm afraid. So if it needs to be done sooner, then there's not going to be much chance of it happening. Yeah, because I just literally I got a few things on, so but I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys very soon about all that's going on. Paul, hi Darren, do you have a preference for luxury vinyl flooring between the click style or the glue style? Preference, if you're asking preference, I probably prefer the click style. I like the click. I think the locking, you know, the way they lock and stuff, I think that makes them usually quite resilient and less messy to install. Preference wise, if you gave me the option, I'd go for the click one personally. So I just think that glue can kind of break out over time. Hi Marin Building and Roofing. Evening Darren, hope you're doing well, pal. Are you nearly squared up for the Christmas break? Christmas break, I don't even know how this Christmas is gonna go, to be honest. I think I'm gonna be working all the way around around Christmas, because we got this project that we're on and I really want to get it done by the first week in January. So yeah, probably, I know, because Christmas and New Year's is falling on a weekend this year, so we'll probably have a couple of days off between Christmas. But the thing is, everyone else is like me. Mr. A is like me. He's just like, whenever you want to work, I'm ready to work. He's always ready to work. So you know, he's just gonna be like, well, if I'm not working, I'm sitting at home doing nothing, twiddling my thumbs. So we're probably gonna work quite a lot around the Christmas. Obviously we won't work on Christmas and Boxing Day, so that's probably, I reckon, the only 2 days we'll probably have off, and then New Year's, and then we'll probably back into it in January. That's what I imagine happening, but you know, we see what happens. Dan, hi Dan, absolutely love the daily videos, Darren. Keep them coming. Fantastic work ethic. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Let's see. Wow, there's lots and lots of questions and comments today. I really appreciate it, guys. You guys got me on here all night, but it's all good. We'll just keep going. Absolutely love the daily videos. I just read that one. Solar panel. Hi, how are you? Is it possible to get running water and electricity to any random garage in London? Yes, I guess so. Is it? Are you talking about your garage, your house, outside your house, or something? If it's on your property, then yeah, you should be able to get water from the main house and electricity outside as well to the garage. That should be pretty straightforward in most cases. Another one. Do you think if builders added ULEZ, I guess, as a cost, they might influence voting trends? Can you put your own mixtapes over the time lapse? I'm assuming you're talking about ULEZ. As a cost, they might influence voting trends. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% what you're asking here, and my mixtapes over the time lapse. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, I'm not 100% sure, so I can't really answer that. Sorry. Hi, do you do much work on your own home? Not a lot. Done pretty much what we need to do here. Not really much to do. So not really. I mean, I've done plastering, bit of plastering and painting. I've done all the flooring here and stuff like that. So yeah, not much stuff really, to be honest. Hi Simon, love your work. Thank you very much. Silhet, hi. How many people work for you permanently? Can you give me a shout out? Well, yeah, here's your shout out. Shout out to Hillet. Big up yourself, and thanks for tuning in. Well, there's 3 of us in total. 3 of us. That's pretty much Monday to Friday. At the moment, yeah. Anomalous data point. Hi, love your videos. Can you see materials coming back down while these high prices here to stay? Yeah, that one, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go down. I wouldn't be, because this is what always happens, isn't it? When things go up, it's very hard for them to come back down, because you know, we sort of kind of get climatized to it. I hope they come down more for the sake of the customers, because obviously we don't pay for the materials, the customers ultimately pay for the materials. So you know, for the benefit of the customers, I think that I hope they go down, because the prices of stuff now are absolutely ridiculous. Some of the stuff that we're paying for, it's like unbelievably expensive, like, you know. So but I don't know, I'm optimistic next year that things maybe the middle to the end of next year, maybe we might see. I think some things have dropped slightly in the last couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. We will really see, you know. So sorry, where was I? Christian, hi Christian, your videos are really great. I've never seen builders work so hard. You're a credit to the trade. Oh, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that as well. Amen. Hi Amen. Hi Darren. When you price a project, do you get paid in installments or when the project is complete? So we usually get paid in installments. Typically we have a kind of a standard contract. Typically we will get a deposit. I know people debate about these deposits. Us personally, if you don't trust us to give us the deposit, then we have no problem with that. You can find someone else to do the job for you, because there's an element where we have to also trust you. I've been stung by people. If you guys saw one of my videos, you'll see the guy who basically ripped us off. So I'm not going to do any job, put any money into any job without a deposit. Also, the deposit also just lets you know our customer is serious, and they're not at the last minute, when you've not taken other jobs, and then you come ready to start their job, turned away other jobs, and then they just decide that they don't want to do job anymore, whatever. So I think it works both ways. I think any reputable builder should be able to ask for a deposit. And for instance, I'll give you an example. So the project that we're working on now, we took a deposit, and that really is more of a first payment for like our materials. I pay the guys every week, so I think it was like 3 weeks, especially because of bad weather. It took us 3 weeks before we could get up to DPC, and we don't get paid another percentage until we get to DPC. We had all the concrete to do, we had all the blocks, the DPC brickwork. Just an example, just the concrete for the trenches alone was £1,500 just to do the concrete, including the pump truck. So we spent thousands just to get up to DPC. There's insulation that had to go into DPC. There was also the concrete oversight and the concrete oversight. All that had to be done. That's got to be paid by someone, and I'm not going to pay for it for you. Do you know what I mean? So we usually take that, and then when we get to a next stage, so the stage we're on now is the block work. When we get up to the wall plate, then we get paid. Then when we do the roof, we get paid. When we do, I think it's all the internal plasterboarding, first fixing and skimming, stuff like that, then we get paid. Then we do the K-rending, then we get paid. And then I think at the end, when we completely finish, we get the last something like 5 or 10%. I can't remember exactly what it is. So that's normally how we do it, and I think that works good for everybody. You see what you're getting for your money, and then you pay for the next bit, and that way. So that's just how we do it. Some people do it differently, but yeah, that's how we do it basically. What do you think of Ashfield aggregates? I've watched a couple of the videos. I think the videos are excellent, really good videos, very entertaining. The guy's a great presenter for the show, really good. Not like me, like I'm boring as anything. But yeah, I love what they're doing. The guy's doing what he's done with the business. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And I don't know much about them. I've literally maybe seen 2 or 3 videos. I saw one when they were doing a detail on one of the diggers, and yeah, I just watched ones more about the business of what these guys are doing. I think it's really good content. So that's no way. Okay, yeah, you can't wait. Okay, thank you very much, appreciate that, man. Let's see, take it easy fella, have a good one. Big up Mr. A. Yes, we'll do that. You guys will see him tomorrow. Team Owens, well done for being a great team. Will you ever get around to it? I'm not 100% sure what that means. Sorry, I can't read this one name. It's Russian. Yes, you are Russian. Okay. Hello, Brazers. I am Russian. Hello. Thank you for joining. Another question. Hissing sound coming from a tap. Hissing sound coming from a tap. Is there a leak maybe somewhere? Well, if the tap's closed, you shouldn't be hearing any sounds. So if you can hear a hissing somewhere, you probably do have a leak. If it's coming from the actual tap itself, then it might be sort of like a very fine air leak, I guess, but you probably would get some weeping or something out of it. But if you can hear hissing somewhere, I think you need to look for a leak somewhere. Probably need to try and trace where the sound's coming from, especially if it's like coming from under the floor or something. Yeah, but yeah, it could be. Guzbar, hi Guzbar, hi Darren. Don't you find it difficult working and at the same time recording and then coming home uploading? And that must be very hard, man. I personally could not do it. Yeah, it's not easy. It really is. It's not easy at all. It is a lot of work. But it's something I'm committed to. So I started the channel now. I can't stop now. It's like you know, maybe one day I can afford to get someone to help us with that stuff a bit, but at the moment I got to do it all myself. So you know, I got to do it all myself. So unless anybody wants to support us on the Patreon, then we can get a videographer. So yeah, let's see, next one. Solar panel, thanks for replying. I was just thinking about buying a garage in London, installing an electrical. Okay, that sounds like maybe you want to buy a garage somewhere, like isolated garage, what it sounds like to me. In that case, I'm not sure. It really would depend on a lot of things, but I wouldn't be able to tell you that, sorry. Asmat, hi Asmat, hello, how are you? I always like your videos. Thanks, man. I'm very well and I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Let's see, next one. Cool, I meant ULEZ. Okay, is discussing that the working man get charged that fee. I saw the other day someone asked for a breakdown. It's nothing for Mr. not to do the job or the price quoted. Yeah, to me it's terrible. I think it's personally terrible because this is the way I look at it. It's like it's just an attack on the working man, and usually is, isn't it? Most of the time these taxes, they hit the working man, the normal average guy who is trying to, you know, provide for himself and his family. Because at the end of the day, all the large companies, like whether they're Tesco's or whoever who has fleets of vehicles and stuff, all of them, they usually have their videos on some sort of lease, whatever. So every couple of years they get a brand new vehicle, and they can afford to change their vehicles at any time. So, you know, as soon as the units come out, they're just like, well, we've got brand new vehicles anyway, it doesn't affect us. But what about the guy who's got a vehicle, who's paid a loan, who's had to get a loan to buy it, and then now you tell him he's got to buy a new van? A typical example is what happened to me. The van I've got now is a 2012 van. I bought that van 4 years ago, and it was 5 years old when I bought it. So it's currently 9 years. It's 2012. Yeah, it's 9 years old now. It was 5 years old when I bought it. It had 15,000 miles. I paid £9,000 for it. I financed it for 3 years. I only paid it off last year. Literally, I paid it off last year. And then the ULEZ come out, and they're like, oh, your van's no good. You've got to go and buy another one. And I'm like, well, now is when I'm going to get the benefit of my van, because I've paid it off. And now I've got to get rid of it. I'm not going to get as much money for it, obviously. And I'm going to have to go and buy another van, which is likely going to have to be financed again with monthly installments and all that stuff, which I've just done for 3 years. So, you know, we're the ones that have to pay for it, you know. People who've got the money and the large companies, they can afford it, and I can't, you know. So it's a bit of a shambles, to be honest. But I mean, I actually voted against the mayor this year, and I don't go out to vote. I actually went out and voted because I was like, I have to do something about this. If I don't agree with it, I have to vote against it. So, but obviously he won the election, and here we are. We got the ULEZ. So Silhit, actually from the tap, checked around, no leaks. Seems like it's affecting the pressure. I don't know then. It might be an air leak in the tap, but not big enough for water to come out of. So it would affect the pressure if you're losing air, because air is part, you know, if you're losing pressure in the pipe. So maybe you might have to change that tap. I think you probably need to look into changing the tap. Jammy Dodgers, what's the email, Darren? Couldn't find it. Okay, I'm gonna type it for you here right now. So if you look at the comment section, you should see it. It's pbuilders@hotmail.com. pbuilders@hotmail.com. Gibo, hi Gibo. Hi Darren, how do you go about getting the electrics into the garden office new build from the masonette flat ground floor? Typically you need to get an armored cable run from the fuse board of the house or consumer unit, wherever that is. Obviously an electrician will know how it needs to be run the correct way, and you got to get it to the house. There's various ways you can bury it. You can run it surface somewhere, like along a fence or something like that. If it's an armored cable, obviously you can put it in ducting or whatever. So you need an electrician to make the connections and the adequate. Make sure your consumer unit can take it as well. From the consumer unit, you've got to get it out to the wall, maybe under the floor, whatever. The last one we did in Perryville, that one went under it went into the house below the DPC, I think, under the floorboards or something like that, and then it came, it actually came up under the stairs from under the floor. So that's how the client wanted it done, so it's all hidden and you don't see it. So yeah, but an electrician should be able to help you with that. Let's see. Jas. Hi, Jas Dylan. Hi, quick question about coping stones on a parapet wall. Can you place mortar directly onto the plastic sheeting and will it stay fixed? Okay, so the plastic sheeting, are you talking about the DPM or the DPC? I'm assuming. I actually have a video. Gosh, got a couple of things I need to post in the comment section when I come off here. We have a video of where we did a parapet wall, and I showed all the steps of building the parapet wall. So generally, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about the membrane, the damp-proof membrane that goes under. But before you put that damp-proof membrane, you need to have a rigid support underneath. So you can use so when you get to the top of your brickwork, probably the easiest thing to use is some slate. You can bed your thin bed and put some slate, just butt the slate up together, a thin layer of slate, and then put your DPM on top of that. Again, a thin bed of mortar, you put your membrane there, and then you can now put mortar and lay the stones on top. That's kind of typically how you would do it. But I do have a video on that parapet wall somewhere. I'll see if I can again post that, and you can see where I do the stages in it as well. Yeah, because if you don't do it, when you put the mortar, it's just gonna sag. So it actually regulations, it needs to have that support underneath it. How's the abroad plans going? The vaccination protocol is speeding up the process. Yeah, I am not vaccinated. I'm not anti-vaxxer because my daughter has vaccinations, not the COVID ones, but when she was born. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I am not. I'm not vaccinated for the COVID, and I don't plan to anytime soon. Because I've looked at the stats, and I don't feel that the risk that I'm taking of the unknown, I don't think it weighs up against what I'm benefiting from. So at this stage, I'm not going to be vaccinated. So when I do travel, like when I went to Dominica the last time, I had a quarantine, and I had the quarantine at my expense for 5 days. And I will do that again if I have to. So that's basically that, yeah. But again, I'm gonna update you guys very soon about what I plan to do in that one. So definitely watch out for that. Thanks for the email. Great. Linda, hi Linda. You say you pay the guys weekly. Do you make provisions to pay yourself a paycheck? You guys work so hard and diligently. Yes I do. Yeah, so everybody does. That's basically how we do it. Yeah. Gibbo, hi Gibbo. Thank you, Darren. Much appreciated advice. You've confirmed what I thought might be necessary. All right, nice one. Let's see. Getting towards the end now. What's the average budget? What's the average budget of a one-story rear 3.5 by 6 and side 6 by 2.5 in East London, Bromley? Okay, you're gonna have to do the maths because I haven't got a calculator, but right now, budget somewhere anywhere between 2,000 to 2,500 per square meter. So obviously you've got 6.5 times 6. 3.5 times 6, which is somewhere around 20, if I'm correct. Around 20. So times that by between 2 and 2.5, and then do the same thing for the side one, and you probably give yourself a ballpark figure of what you're going to expect to build that for that price. If you go, yeah, that's for single story, yeah. Magician, hi Magician. Love your videos. Hi, love your videos. I'm looking for someone to quote for a garden building like in your videos. Is there a way to contact you for a job, and do you work in South East London? Yes, I do South East London. I'm based in South West London, so I do South East London. If you just scroll up a little bit, you'll see I just put my email in there for someone, so you should see my email address. That's the best way to contact me. Shout me an email from there. Team Owens, have you seen D&J Products projects on YouTube. Sounds familiar. I feel like I've seen their video. I probably haven't seen that many of them, but I definitely recognize the name. I might have seen one or two of their videos. But it's what YouTube kind of puts up in front of you sometimes. But I definitely think I have seen their video before. Really enjoy your videos, daily content. Well done. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, cool, nice one. Thank you very much, and welcome from the Netherlands. Let's see. Okay, as we get to the end, more coming in, so we're not gonna get to the end. So I'll probably be here for 2 hours today. Let's see. My DIY project for next year is to put a door into a garage that doesn't currently have one. Any tips? Okay. When you say door, do you mean like removing a garage door, bricking it up and putting a normal door? Or do you mean putting a full garage door in there? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. So let me know. And now I can better respond to that. T Brown, love your work, Darren. Keep doing all the beautiful work. Thank you very much. And thanks a lot. Okay, great. All right, I think we finally got to the end. That was a lot of questions today. Amazing, a lot more than last time. So yeah, but yeah, guys, I really appreciate the interaction. As I said before, the channel's been growing. We're growing at a faster rate than I ever imagined, to be honest. We're still one of the smaller building channels on YouTube. We're still one of the small ones. Not as big as some of the other guys, but you know, I love the channel. I love posting. I love making the videos. I love interacting. I love watching the and we watch the videos at the same time as you. Like literally our routine at home is like, once the videos upload, it's like videos uploaded and we sit down and we watch it. All of us watching. My daughter sits down and watches it, and she I'm not going to say his real name, but she knows Mr. A, so she says it when she sees him on the screen, like you know, she calls him uncle and stuff like that. So it's like we watch the videos as well. I enjoy just sitting back and watching it. Literally, when I edit the videos, and it's probably my bad habit, and because I'm trying to get the videos up at a decent time so people can see it not too late, I don't watch the video after I've edited it. I don't like do a full watch through of the edit, so that's why you probably see sometimes some mistakes in there. But like when I watch it, it's the first time I'm watching it from after I've edited it from beginning to end, so I get the kind of experience of watching it. And then I catch stuff that I didn't see when I edited, and I said, oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, look what we did there. So that's how we do it. And but I really enjoy it. I really appreciate that there's people that support us on Patreon. The fact that, you know, people have supported us in that way, for me, that's like amazing, that people see enough value in the content to say, you know what, I'm gonna sponsor you with what you're doing. I really appreciate that. And so shout out to the Patreon people, everyone who comments regularly. It helps the channel. Every time you like the videos, every time you comment the videos, YouTube says people like your stuff, so we're going to share it to other people. And I don't know if some of you might know, I think it was a month ago, we actually the channel became the creator of the Rise of the Creators or something like that. Basically, we got recognized as an aspiring YouTube channel by YouTube, and they put us on the trending page for one day, and that was the UK trending page. We were featured on there as the creator star or Rise of the Creator or something along those lines. So for me, that was a big honor out of all the people that in the UK that have YouTube channels to get. I think it was one day, we were put on it for one day, but for me, there's like probably millions of YouTube channels, so just to get acknowledged as that for one day was amazing. I was so shocked when I got the email from YouTube about that. And so it's you guys that helped us to for YouTube to say, oh wow, people like your stuff, and you know, we're gonna kind of help you to build the channel. So I really appreciate all the support that you guys give us, and especially you guys who regularly comment. Like every video you guys are commenting all the time. Really appreciate that. So I would encourage you, even if you just say hi, make a comment on the video, because that is a big help to the channel. The more people engage and interact and comment and share and like the videos and stuff like that, the more other people will see the video. That's the way it works. So if nobody's liking it, nobody comments, YouTube just says, oh, nobody's actually interested in your stuff. Even if you watch it all the way to the end, but there's no interaction, YouTube just it just dies off, and then it doesn't show it to anyone else, and no one else sees the video. So yeah, the engagement is very important, and it's nice for me. I know I haven't caught up with a lot of the comments. I do, again, I've got to sit down on my phone and comment and reply to everybody. So after I've done the edit and I've had my dinner, I'm just like, sometimes I'm slumped and I can't even get to the comments and stuff, but I usually get round to it, even if it's a couple of days later. So sorry, let's see, we got a couple of more questions. A side door. Oh, I think this is about the garage, the side door. Yeah, okay, so I guess you're bricking it. So yeah, you need a side door. Okay. Let's use a side door. I'm assuming you got to cut out the wall. Yeah, there's a lot involved in there. There's a lot to say. So I need to know what type of walls is it. Single skin, double skin. But typically, if it's a side door, I'm assuming you got to cut out the wall. You can either get you need a big angle grinder. You can either just cut the wall straight, and you know, you're gonna have to remove some bricks above, put a lintel in and stuff like that. If you watch the bathroom that we just did, the garage bathroom, I cut out a door in the hallway to lead into the garage. So that's kind of the same thing. So maybe if you look for that video where we cut out the doorway and put the lintels in, that might help to show you kind of a bit more what to do. I think that's the closest video I have to that. So probably look for that video. It was probably posted about, maybe I would say it was about 2-3 weeks ago that video was done. So if you scroll back on our videos, you should see the one where we put a lintel and cut the doorway out. Hope you have a good 2022. Thank you very much. Yes, and get some sleep. Thank you very much. Somerset Bricky. Hope the tip helped you with the installation on your project, mate. Yes, 100%. And I will never forget that. So I've learned something, and with me, when I learn something, it's stuck in my head forever. So that's definitely very helpful to me. Makes sense. And yes, I've definitely learned that for the future moving forward. Usually, to be honest, when I've done cavities, I tend to use full insulation. So I don't typically use this style. So that's something that I've learned there. Let's see. Mark, hi. Lee McGowan, hi Lee. Hi Darren, you do great work. Thank you very much. Chris, thanks for a good evening. Thank you for being here. Mark, I wish I had seen your garden house builds before I put up £600 10 inch to 5 inch 5 years ago. That's starting to rot. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I guess you bought one of the like maybe a summer house or something like that, wooden one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, what we build is the idea we build, what we build is to last, you know. So it's more expensive, more work, but I think for the investment and what you're creating, and I think that these houses, they do or should add substantial, you know, to your house as well, because they are great extra space for the house, you know. Really a great house, and they can be used for so many different things, and they're very comfortable, you know. They're very comfortable spaces. Salizi Gaming, hey Darren, keep the work up, love the videos, learned so much from your plastering videos, love the bathroom too, thank you very much, really appreciate that. Shares, hi Shares, thank you for the videos, I've learned so much. I'm saving for a garden room and you've given me so many things to consider. A lot of respect for hard graft you and the guys do. Thank you very much, thank you. And check out the video if you haven't of the last one where we did the costings. I'll try and do a costing one on this video as well, to show you guys what you would expect to spend for like materials and stuff like that. Team Owens, hi, watch when you play music, you could get a slap from copyright YouTube. Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, that's why I don't usually put the music on, but I literally put the last two videos like that because I felt I want to try to do something different, and I want you guys to get maybe a more real feel of what it's like, the atmosphere at work, rather than just having the music overplaying and stuff like that. So I did get copyrights on them. I got all copyrights on them, but they're like a soft copyright, if that makes sense. They're not like a negative strike. They're more like a I don't know what the term is, but basically the person who owns the music, all these different clips of music, they earn any revenue from any ads that go on the video. So that's all that happens. So I can use the music, other music, but it just means that they earn money from it or whatever, because their music's being played. So, you know, that's basically it. So Jerry, hi Jerry Rawlins, you're a genuine guy, that's why you're growing fast, bless. Thank you very much. I like to think so. I think that I think people just appreciate, because I know I do just appreciate people just being real and genuine and so on. The Detox, would you ever take on an apprentice in your vlogs? You've got a lot of skills to share. Yeah, someone was asking about that. Definitely. I mean, one of our guys is essentially an apprentice anyway, a young guy with us now. So he's come in not knowing any skills at all. Like, he didn't know how to use a saw. So he's learning, you know, he's learning a lot of things, and he's basically being trained, I guess, as we're going along. So yeah. Shares, hi Shares, DNJ Projects is one of my fave channels, please do check it out, guys. Cool, yeah. So alright, that second one, I will check them out. I will look for them. I might have to subscribe, so that if I haven't already, so that I can see their stuff when it comes out. Billy, hi Billy, it's been really impressive every day, Darren, good luck. Thank you very much. Thank you. Kev, hi Kev. Hi Darren, thank you for all the videos you do. You're welcome. John, hi, great work from Wexford Island. Oh, we got another one from Ireland. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. What's this? Ahmed. Hi, it's Ahmed. Your videos are great, very informative. Thanks a lot, man. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see if we can get to the last couple of ones. Oops. Where was we? John Hippie, amazing channel. Keep up the good work, pal. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Rich in mind, amazing content. Hi, I love the videos. What brand of tools do you think are the best, considering cost, performance, and durability? Similar question was answered recently. Based on the way you've asked the question, as far as what I think is the best considering the cost, performance, and durability, I would probably go for taking all those in consideration, I'd probably go for DeWalt actually, based on cost, because their costs are reasonable, not the cheapest, but I would say they're in the middle. They're kind of like Makita and DeWalt's all kind of similar, but for the way they perform and durability from the stuff that I've had, I haven't had that much DeWalt tools. I've had 2 drills and a circular saw, and I feel the price was reasonable. I think I paid £100 for the circular saw, and I think I paid something like, I think it was something like 170, 180 for 2 cordless drills, and they've been excellent. They perform well. They're very strong, very durable, and the price was very good. So I would probably recommend them as an all-rounder on price and everything. That's probably what I would go for moving forward. Let's see. Hello, hi, chilling in DC. Hello from the US. We use drywall and usually stick built with siding a lot for additions here. Okay, I noticed you guys still use plaster and cement block brick for additions. Is there a regulation law? Yeah, we do have regulations on how we build. I know in the US, you guys, your regulations do change a lot from state to state and stuff, whereas in the UK, it's pretty consistent across the UK. Not everywhere's not 100% the same, but it's pretty consistent. And the way that most of what you will see people building is, I think in England we quite set in our ways. Like, even if you look at some of the videos I put out, some of the comments I see from some of the traders as well, it's pretty lot like people scream at you if you do something different than the way that everyone's been doing it for the last 20 years. So we kind of resistant to change a bit, whereas they are becoming more new techniques and stuff. But I think also the way that most of our stuff or extensions are built, it's just more practical and cost effective, because most builders pretty much do it day in and day out, so they can kind of do it quite quickly and reasonably priced. And once you start doing things a bit different, it starts to become a lot more expensive. So and I think we just do what works, especially with our climate. I don't know where exactly we are in the States, but with our climate, I think that the way we typically do our extensions, it just works the best, I think, overall. Tried and tested. So I think that people are just happy to stick with it, to be honest. And I think as well, England's got a funny, although it's changing a bit because we've got a lot of lofts now and people are building lofts out of timber and stuff. But I think English people have a kind of a way we look at timber build houses and stuff. And I think that, from my understanding, it might be to do with like the London fires and stuff like that we had way back, where people had a lot of wooden houses and like the Tudor houses and stuff like that. And I think after that, people were just like afraid to build in timber after that. Like, everybody wants to build in brick now. Like, so I think that might have something to do with it. It's just we kind of set in that way of how we do it. But we're seeing a lot more like kind of eco building and stuff like that happening nowadays, where people are using different materials and stuff. But typically speaking, it's always going to pretty much be the way that we do it, I think. Hi Shaheen, sorry, I've just jumped on the live show. How do we get in contact with you and your team to book you in for prospective jobs? Your videos are great. Please keep them posted. Yeah, so I've posted my email address a couple of times. I'll do it again for you here now. Just drop me an email and then we can take it from there. Richard, hi Darren, fan from Scotland here. I am a self-taught builder too. doing renovation work. I love coming home from a hard day and watching your videos. Thank you, Richard. Thanks a lot, Richard, man. I appreciate that. And especially coming from someone who's very similar to me as well. So, and welcome from Scotland. I've been to Scotland once, long time ago. It was, and I drove there as well. I remember driving, and I remember it was the most beautiful place I saw. Driving through these mountains, at like misty mountains. I just never forget that. And it was like early, because I think I left London at like 3 in the morning. So I had to get there for 9 o'clock. And just driving through like the early when the sun's coming up and stuff, it was absolutely beautiful. And yeah, that was probably 15 years ago, I think, that I went to Scotland. Let's see, next one, Bavish. A concrete base versus building a foundation like you guys do, and why do you put insulation and then the concrete over it? Amateur questions, I know, but I'm trying to learn and understand. Okay, concrete base. Okay, like a slab. Okay, so there's so we do more of the way that. Okay, so a slab. There's a couple of different ways. The slab is one way where you basically don't have any footings and stuff, and you build the walls on the slab. You can do that. It's not as strong, I would say, as the way we build it. The way we build it is definitely more resilient. Can take more weight of the property as well, so you have to bear that in mind, the weight of the property, especially if you're using concrete blocks. So for the houses that we build, I would never build it on a slab. I wouldn't feel comfortable making it on a slab. There's also raft foundations, which is maybe closer to the slab but would be stronger, so maybe you can look into that as well if you want to build something, and you don't want to spend as much like doing trenches and stuff like that. Why do we put insulation and concrete over it? Well, the insulation is just to insulate the floor, to keep the heat in from leaving down into the floor. So the houses that we build, again, we fully insulate them. So there's insulation on the floor, there's insulation on the walls, and there's insulation on the ceiling, and that way you keep as much of the heat into the room as possible. Putting insulation in and concreting over them is pretty much standard process. That's how all our extensions are done in the UK. Putting a slab and concrete on top. There are a couple of different ways you can put the concrete slab, and you can insulate it and then screw it on top again, but the most common way of doing it is to put the membrane down, which is to prevent rising damp from the ground. Put the insulation and concrete over it. Obviously, with the garden houses are not going to be built exactly how you'd build an extension, because they are more they're a cost-effective outhouse. So they're not fully to building regulations because they don't need to be. So we just design and build them the way we do, as the most cost-effective and best way within a budget that you can build. So for instance, the house we're building now has cavity walls. The last couple of ones we did were single skin, and then we battened and insulated inside. So one is, how much is the customer willing to spend? 2, how much space do they have? 3, what's the size of the building? The building we're building right now, I advise the customer we need to have cavity walls for this house. Based on the size, it would be too big to do single brick wall, single skin wall for the size it is, without having piers all over the place. And you know, it's got a pitch roof and everything, so this is why it ended up being cavity walls. It needed to be cavity wall for this house. So lots of different factors to consider if you're designing and creating your own sort of, you know, project. Or you could pay someone to design it for you. But in the case of these outhouses, which don't require, in 99% of the cases, don't require building regulations, then you got to come up with something that will work. And most builders with experience will be able to advise or kind of create something for you without the need to have to pay a structural engineer or an architect to design it for you. Okay, let's move on. Last couple of ones. Wow, we're over 2 hours. Wow. Andreas, always great vids. Sent you an email a while back, but appreciate you're super busy. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I knew there'll be someone who sent me an email that I haven't replied to. So Andreas, again, accept my apologies. I've said this many times tonight for people I haven't got back to. Every email that I've received, I click flag and it's in my flag folder so that I can find it, and it's getting longer and longer, and I'm slowly getting through, starting from the latest ones coming up. So hopefully I should get back to you soon. Paul, keep up the good work to you and the team. Inspiring stuff. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Dean Alexander, you cannot put insulation under a raft slab too. It will not take the weight of the building. Yeah, so I wouldn't for a raft, but the insulation is for the slab that we're doing. I was explaining. But you can put the insulation on top, and you can screed it on top of it. So there's lots of different ways to build this, but then we have the issue of build heights and stuff in the permitted development. So there's all these different things that we take into consideration when we're designing the houses. So yeah, so loads different ways to do it. Lion, what size of armored cable do you usually use for your garden rooms? To be honest, the garden rooms, they don't take that much power. It's mainly to do with the length. Most electricians can help you calculate that. There's loads of information online, things that can help you to calculate what size you need. But I always oversize. I think the last one, the cable should have been 6 mil, and I think we put in 10 mil. I think we put in 10 mil, and I think we probably put, I think that's pretty much, I'm standardly just put 10 mil because there's not much difference in the price, and it just allows in the future, you've got so much more capacity if you needed to upgrade, or they wanted to put some machinery in there or whatever it is that needs more power. We just use 10 mil. I think it's 10 mil, pretty sure that we use, because it's not much difference than a 6 mil cable or something like that. Let's see, next one. Bavish, thank you, Darren. That build you are currently doing is looking great, and love the channel. I'm learning a lot. Thank you very much, and glad you are learning something. Dean, hi Dean. Can you please tell me what the pitch ratio is to a flat roof? Pitch ratio is to a flat roof. I'm getting conflicting information. Pitch ratio. The pitch ratio to a flat roof is, off my head, what is it? I think it's 1:40. Is it 1:40? I actually have a video where there's a video where you might have to search on the page if you're looking for these videos. I know I said I'll try and find these videos, but if you go on my page, there should be a search bit on the top, and you can type in, if you type in something like furring or something, you'll probably find that video. I think there's a video where I show you how to cut furrings for a flat roof, and I actually do the calculations, and I put all the numbers on the screen. And I explain how to calculate the ratio and how to cut the furring depending on what length of the joists are or whatever. I put that all on there, and I explained all of it. So but I think off my head, I think the flat roof is 1:40. So if there's any carpenters on there, you correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I think that's standard. I think it can be up to 1:60 as well, something like that. But I have a video on, and I actually have the full information on there. Let's see, Stephen Cooper. Good work on the build, bud, but you haven't used a cavity tray and weep holes. Okay, sorry, wasn't being rude, just wondered. So are you, where are you talking about a cavity tray? Are you talking about down, like at the DPC level? I'm assuming that's what you're talking. I'm not sure if that's what you mean. But yeah, there is different conflicting debates on that, and whether you need to have, because if you're saying, if you're talking about at the DPC level, are you saying they put a cavity tray at the DPC level and weep holes like around the entire building? I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. And that, yeah, will be debatable on whether or not that's the way to do it. We definitely will have a cavity tray above the bifolds, and we have a window, we have a door for the garage, and we have the bifolds. So there'll be cavity trays above those, and they also have weep holes, and that's pretty much where we will put weep holes. Andreas, top man, no problem at all. Okay. Let's see, next one, Shaheen. How do you advise someone new to start in your industry, i.e. building, crafts, design, technology? How do you start? I think there are still apprenticeships out there. Apprenticeships are good because you get, oftentimes, companies, if you get an apprenticeship with a company, they'll like pay for your college and stuff, and you get to get the theory and you get to do practical learning, and nothing beats practical learning when it comes to skilled work. So if you can get out on site or whatever it is, in whatever area of work you are, you can physically actually do what you've been learning in the classroom. An apprenticeship is the best way. The other option is if you can find somebody who's a builder, let's say someone like myself who you want to learn from. I'm the kind of person, if I wasn't doing what I was doing and I wanted to learn it, and I knew someone, let's say someone was a bricklayer and I wanted to learn that, I'm the type of guy that I'll be happy to say, see a bricklayer and say, I'll come on Saturday and work for you for free. I want to learn how to lay bricks, and I'll do that over a couple of Saturdays, and I would see it as whatever I'm not being paid is what I'm paying for my tuition. That's how I would personally look at it. So it's called investing in yourself. So, you know, if I couldn't find someone to pay me, I would do it for free. If someone was teaching me, or I was learning on the job how to lay bricks from a bricklayer, you know, or someone like that. So yeah, whatever you do, you want to find a way that you can practically hands-on, because there's no better teacher than actually, you know, doing it physically. Like, so that's what I would say. Marin building and roofing. Yeah, Darren is right. 144 minimum. Okay, so this is a roofer here, so we're gonna go for that as gospel. 140 minimum. Yeah. I think that's pretty standard, or most people will go for. That's just off my head. I was pretty sure it was 140. Yeah. Dean, I was thinking of the same ratio my mate. I've heard of or read 182. I've watched the video that you mentioned, plus many more of your videos, Andrew. Okay, great. Nice one. So yeah, I think I would go with what Maureen said. Being that he's a roofer, he's probably doing loads more roofs than I do, flat roofs. So I think that's pretty standard as 1 to 40 for the 4. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think Stephen was referring to the cavity tray between the outer and inner leaf down at the bottom courses with weeps on the outer leaf. Okay, I tried to flag you on this days ago. Okay, cool. Yeah. Again, this is debatable. There's I don't think it's necessary. You might disagree with me. I can't remember when last I've seen an extension that's had weep holes at that level, to be honest. So it's very debatable whether it's necessary to have weep holes on that. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's it's debatable because I just don't think off my head. Yeah, I'd have to see something that says that's a requirement to do that, because I don't actually think that is a requirement to do. Because you would have to have, for the spacings of where you'd have to put weep holes, you literally have to have weep holes all in around the entire house. I'm not sure if that's how they do in new builds now, but I don't really see that's something that has to be done, to be honest, personally. I think it's a way. But not all. I don't think you need to have a cavity tray at lower level at all times. There's still people building double skin walls with separate DPCs without cavity tray. So I don't think it's a requirement to do that. But I may be wrong. 419 Brian, hi. I'm not a tradesman, but I look forward to seeing your work. Thank you very much. Lion Champion, can you stick insulated PIR plasterboard to a box lintel? You stick it. I'm assuming you're talking about the inside of the wall. Can you stick insulated PIR? Can you? I've never done it. It's a box lintel, isn't it? I guess you could. I guess you'd probably use something like a CT1 or something, maybe. Just trying to think, how else would you fix it to a box lintel? Yeah, because you could. Yeah, I guess you could, or you could glue the batten, but then that you might have to then batten the whole wall. So yeah, I can't see why not. Someone might check on that, but I can't see why you couldn't, because I'm assuming it would just be above the door or something like that, or above a window. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't see why you couldn't do that to a box lintel. I mean, it's not going to be that much plasterboard anyway, but it's not something I've done. So I would personally, if I was looking at it, I'd probably do some research on it as well. But I can't see why it should be a problem. Stephen, hi. That's it, Dean. So the cavity wall will just fill up and bridge DPC. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the thing. I think with a lot of things, even with like things that we debate on certain things like that, the 99.9% of the houses that are in England right now do not have this weep tray or anything, and they don't, and the cavity doesn't fill up with water. If you've got your cavity filling up with water to bridge your DPC, then you got a serious problem in your roof or whatever if that much water is getting into your cavity. So I mean, the weep holes, if water did get in a cavity, yes, it'd get out the weep holes, and you'd also see it, or you should hopefully see it, that to let you know. But there's a lot of other things to be considered as well. If you have, for instance, rock wall in your cavity, that rock wall is going to be absolutely soaking if you've got that level of water entering into there. You'd know before that, because you'd start seeing that on your walls. So I don't see any particular benefit for that. And again, as I said, I don't think it's a requirement. Another builder on here might see it and might say it is, but as far as I know, I don't see that as a requirement for you to have weep. I think it's a way of doing it. It's a way that some architects design, but I don't think that is a requirement to be done, because I'm pretty sure if you look at lots of extensions right now, if you go look at new build or house out now, you're not going to see that on many of them. So I don't actually think it's a requirement, but I know what you guys are talking about. I totally understand what you're talking about. Yeah, it would basically be a cavity tray that would lead towards the outer leaf, so it'd be 2 courses up or something like that. I know what you're talking about. Shaheen. So okay, so I'm gonna what's now it? I've been on for 2 hours and 24 minutes, so I'm probably gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes. Thank you for previous answers, really helped. One last question. I am from East London. Where specifically can I request an apprenticeship? Online, or do I just approach local builders for experience? Yeah, again, I don't know. I'm really not in the loop with the trades because I don't deal with commercial stuff. But maybe approach somebody. Yeah, maybe just that's the best way. It's the old school way. I remember my first job that I ever got. I remember I was just started college. My first job I ever got, I got it on the same day I set out to get it. I left my house and I went up my high street and I went into every place that I thought I wouldn't mind working here on a Saturday, and I literally went in and asked for a job. And then I finally got somewhere, and then someone was like, "Oh yeah, you can come in on Saturday," and I got a job that day. So the best thing to do is put yourself out there, and if someone sees you putting yourself out like that, they most likely say, "Okay, this guy's serious. I'll give him a chance," or "Yeah, come in tomorrow and give me a hand," or whatever, and you get a job. So that's what I would I would suggest that. There's building projects everywhere you walk. You see builders and stuff, small builders and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe just have a chat with one of them. Lion, good work, Darren. I really enjoy you and your team's work. Thanks a lot, man. Thank you. Do you have any qualifications, Darren, or are you self-taught? Love your work, mate. Thank you, Justin. Yes, I'm self-taught. Yeah, so I'm not college taught or anything like that. I basically taught myself pretty much. So just picking it up and watching other people and stuff. That's how I did it. So that's why I try to share as much as I can, so we can all learn from each other as well. Stephen, hi Stephen. Yeah, Dean, that will be the issue then for damp. Okay. I think we're talking about the DPC. I'm beginning to wonder if that tray is used when ground gas is suspected to be nearby. Have a good sleep, Big D. Keep up the hard work. Thank you for everything, my mate. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. I think it probably is in certain circumstances, because as I said, I'm pretty sure it's not done in all builds. So that's why I don't think it's a requirement. So just trying to think. There's some situations. I'm just saying gas. I think that when you have like gas, someone might correct me, when you have like gas meters on the walls outside, I think you're supposed to put a weak vent somewhere around that or something like that. I've not had to do it, but I feel like I've seen that somewhere, that you should have a weak vent above the gas meter or something like that. So I think it might be something to do with that. But as I said, I don't. It's not normal to just have weak vents, because typically weak vents, you tend, for them to really work properly, you tend to have them, I think, every 2 bricks or something like that, for the water to actually be able to get out properly. So you literally have weak vents around the entire house, like if you're worried about water getting into the cavities and stuff, which shouldn't be happening. Again, you shouldn't be getting water getting into the cavity anyway. So yeah. All right, let's see. Vikram, hi Vikram, love your videos, keep it up, brother, take care and be safe. Thank you very much, Vikram. And I appreciate your channel, and it's helped me to build my own garden room myself. Wicked, man. Excellent. Love it. I remember someone had sent me some pictures of one that they built as well, so that was really, really cool to see. Just by trying to learn from what we're doing and stuff. Morin build is another. There we go. So Morin's come in and helped us out again. Yeah, you put a lintel and weep vent above gas boxes. So I had a feeling somewhere I saw that. And about that, and electric. Okay. So yeah, so if I ever had to do one, I would know anyway, because I would have some type of detail or something on that. So yeah, I thought that there was some reg about doing that there. So there we go. See, this is what the channel's about. So there's the answer for you, Dean. There. Maybe that's where we put it. But all right, guys. So it is now 10:15. I've been on for 2 hours and 29 minutes. This was meant to, I thought I'd be on jump on for an hour and I'll be off, but like it's just been going. But I've enjoyed it. I haven't even had dinner. I literally rushed in because I was rushing late and I literally jumped on this. So I'm gonna do that now, and then have a bit of a sleep. And tomorrow, we're back at it again. Back on the brickwork. We actually literally ran out of insulation. So first thing in the morning, pick up the guys. We're gonna pick up some insulation for the cavities on the way in, and we're gonna continue the outer skin block laying probably. I think we're going up 11. I think it's about 11 courses. I think we're going about 11 courses. And then the gable ends, I think we're going up to 16 or 15 or something like that courses on the gable end. So we're going up quite high. I think we're on course 7 to 8 is where we're at now. So probably by Wednesday, I hope by Wednesday we should be wrapping up the brickwork and we're ready to start moving up with to the roof. Obviously we've got a couple of lintels and steel. We've got steel to put across the bifold, 2 steels actually, a steel and an angle, equal angle, or what do you call it, equal angle. And then we've got a cavity lintel to put above the door and window. So we'll do that. We'll do weep vents all on that as well. So you'll see that across the cavity. And then once we finish the brickwork, we're on our wall plates and we're ready to start rafters and stuff. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm just going to read the last few that's just popped in quickly, and then I'm going to call it a night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's see. The Sun Report. Good stream, Darren. Thank you. How to Extreme. Like your videos and the hard work that you put into your projects. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Again, good night. Stay safe, fella. Thanks for tonight. 419 Brian. Good night. T Brown. Lovely to share so much with us, Darren. Get off to eat now, mate. Yeah. I will. Gibbo. First time I've caught your live stream. Love it. Thank you for the stream, Darren, and good luck. I appreciate that. Steve, top man. Love your videos. Thank you very much, man. More in building and roofing. Top chat, pal. See you on the next one. Have a good week. Thank you. Much appreciated. Alright, guys. So that's it. Yeah, I'm going to shoot off now. Thanks for watching, and thanks for those who've been here and interacted. Absolutely loved it and really enjoyed it. And I'm going to see you guys hopefully tomorrow. So take care and have a good evening. I'll see you then.